Let's begin with the concept of rebase. We were talking about rebase yesterday, right? Like, I'll just give a brief about that. Like, we are having a master branch and we may have some commits, right? Whenever we merge the changes, it may create a new commit, right? Whenever you merge, a new commit ID will be added into the current branch. But now what I want is, like, we want to rewrite the log history in such a way that we should see initially all the parent commits, then the child commit. That's where rebase comes in. Means the functionality wise, it works like a merge, but it will integrate changes from master to B2. This is how rebase works. So let us get to the hands-on on this. We are on master branch, right? We are on master branch, and let me check the log of master branch. So we can just relate it, this one as a, this one as a commit B. Right now I'm creating a branch. Let me create a new branch. Okay, first of all, let me put it diagrammatically so that it should be easy to refer. Master branch, commit A, commit B, B2 branch, commit A, commit B. So when you merge, we would like to see this as the commit history, right? Initially, all the parent commits, then the child commits. Actually, I have written in a reverse way. 1 second. Could be anything, but let me just follow the format we have written yesterday. Right? So this is the master, and when you merge, I want to say this kind of commit history, right? So let us proceed now. Let's create a new branch from master. How to create a branch? Can you help me with the commands as we have learned these already? So
Git branch.
branch.
branch B2 and the parent is master. So B2 branch is created, but we are still on master if you see. So before going to B2, let me create a commit here. This is like, you can refer this as commit C. New text file. Okay, and then git add file 3, git commit -m, new file changes, right? So done. So git status, we should have 3 files and 3 commits, the new commit added here. Do you think this new commit will be available on B2 branch?
No.
No, right? Let's switch to the branch. How to switch the branch? Let's go to B2. How to
Let's
switch?
check out
Git check out
B2.
B2. Oh, typo. Git check out B2. So now we are on B2. See, you don't see the third file or you don't see that log. Right? You don't see that. Yeah. Now let's say, okay, I'll create some commit here. Let's say file 4, file on master. Okay. File 4. File 4 added. Okay. So now you can see the status. ls, like you can see like, yeah, 3 files. Of course, this is a different one, but yeah, we have got the new commit available here. Now let's say, okay, see, imagine this is commit A, this is commit B, and this is commit D as per the diagram. Now I just want to bring the changes from master to B2. But before that, let me take this. This is the log of B2. Log of B2 before rebase. Okay, let me get the log of master as well. This is the log of master. Sorry. Okay, this is the log of master. This is clear for all of you, right? This is commit A. Okay, let me put here. This is commit A. This is commit B. This is commit C. Right? And this is commit A, commit B, which I got from master, and this is commit D. Okay. Now what I want is the log of B2 should be such a way that it should be A, B, C, then the topmost commit D. So how do you do that? Like merge git rebase B2, right? So we are getting changes, sorry, git rebase master. That's the source, right? We are integrating changes from master to B2. So git rebase master so that you get the changes from master into this B2. Let's see what happens. Source branch, destination branch, I'm already on destination branch. When you are already in destination branch, this could be optional. So get rebase master. So you see the log of B2 now. See? Anyway, log of master will not be altered. Let me show you that. See here. This one you see, and here you can see. Log of master will not be altered because that's a source. Destination will be altered. And now this is the log of the B2. If you see here, this is A, this is B, and this is C, which is coming from master. And this is the D. Of course, commit ID of D will be changed, but that's a commit D. Do you see it now? Linear log is initially all the commits from parent. See, all these commits came in from parent. All of this from parent, all these three, A, B, C. Then this is the ID is changed, but this is the same message as D. D is the topmost. Means whenever you merge, whenever you are integrating, it's not adding as a topmost commit. Rather, it's rewriting the log history to show the linear development. Are we good with this? Are we clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is about the concept of rebase. Rebase is again like you should be very careful doing this rebase when this is again confined for local branches. If you rebase it, then don't like when you are pushing them to remote, let's not rebase this because the log history might be different from that on the remote, right? But we use rebase in a different way. We will learn that. So with this, yeah, we were on local repositories and we have learned many things on local. Now it's a time to get to remote. Can we get into the remote or do you have any questions here, any queries, any confusions? Anything you can ask me before we go there?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Chandrasekhar.
Yeah, hi Chandrasekhar. Tell me.
Hi. We are merging from local branch to main branch. Right? It is all local.
As
Even
of
master branch also local.
As of now, everything is on local. We are on local only. Now we are going to go to remote.
Okay. In the local, we are having the master branch. In the remote also, we are having the master branch, right? Which is the master now?
This is local.
For local also, we are having the master branch. Whatever changes we are doing, we are merging into the master, the local master.
Yeah. We'll push the same to remote.
Okay. While pushing, we are pushing through the master only, not branches.
Every branch we will push. We are going to see that only now on remote, how to push down. Are we good? All right, so now we were on local, everything is in local. We are doing all the changes on local. Now, okay, I'm done with my changes. I want to share it with my team. I want to push to remote. What is this remote repository? GitHub, Bitbucket, all these can work like a remote repositories. GitHub is nothing but online management system, like where you can host your local repositories like Git. If you know GitHub, Bitbucket is similar. You can work any of them very easily. They're almost same. If you know Bitbucket, you can use Bitbucket very easily and vice versa. So let's get started here with the remote repositories. We'll be using GitHub here. Let's go and create the, okay. Right. So go to github.com. Create a free account. Like you create any Gmail account or Facebook account, you can create a free account on github.com. Once you create a free account, you will get some username. This is your username and some password, like you can create an account. Now you want to push your repository, push your changes here, right? Just give me a second. I just want to clean up some existing one. Right. So yeah, I have just cleaned up. Okay, now this is your GitHub, right? Now I want to host my local repositories here. So to host some repositories, you need an address to location to push or to host your local repository, right? Create a new repo. Here you can go and see, create a new repository, give some name as a something, any name of your choice. And I'm creating a public repo for now. Create the repository. So when you create it, it will give you this HTTPS URL. Copy this. Now, how do you push this local to remote? I'm sorry. So how do you push your local to remote? This is my local repository, right? You can see it's a Git demo. It is having .git. This is my local repository. How do you connect this local to remote? This is the command, git remote add origin and the URL you have copied. What is meant by origin? Origin is like a keyword or else an alias name or else a variable, whatever you call it. You are assigning this URL to origin. You can give any name instead of origin. Maybe I can give git remote add my repo one or else any names you can give as well. But how it works like a variable or an alias name. Like let's say now from now onwards, I'll refer this URL as origin. I'll refer my remote as origin. One time you will set the origin and refer the remote as your origin. It's like a keyword, like a variable x equal to this value, right? So git remote add origin. And you can see here, after setting this, you can see the verbose. You can see origin is set this way, right? So origin is set to this. Now, how do you push it? Git push origin. Git push origin and the branch name, whatever you want to push. I want to push this master branch. See, it has pushed everything. It says it has pushed everything. And if you see that, refresh this page. If you can refresh this page, see, master branch is pushed, one branch is pushed, master, all the files, all the 3 commits of the master are pushed and available here. Understood?
Yeah.
And one more thing is, even though it's a public repository, to push the changes, you should have authentication, you should have permissions, but it doesn't ask me that because it's again only one-time task. It will not ask me because I have already done on the system. Only for the first time it will ask. So if you are doing it for the first time, for you, it will ask for the username and password. Which username and password will you give? Listen this carefully.
GitHub username and password.
So which username and password will you give? You shouldn't be giving this username and password. Then what you should do? Now Git is using password, access tokens, not the password. So where do you see that? Here you can just go to repository or settings. Go to settings. When you go to the settings here, you will see developer settings. Go to the developer settings. And if you go to the personal access token, here you can see all the tokens. Right here, you can see the classic tokens. Go here. Git uses personal access tokens. You have to generate a token. Classic token is fine. Give some name like my repos, something like this. Give some name. Expiration you can set. I would like to set no expiration. It depends, okay? So, and also to be what you want to access, all the repos, workflows. You may choose actually the repos. That should be fine. Generate the token. You will see this token only once for the first time. Later on, you will not see that. So you have to copy it and save it somewhere securely. I'm deleting it because I have already some tokens. You will later on see like this. You can't see that token. Am I making sense? You can't see that later on. So you should save it securely somewhere. So I have already the tokens. This token you are using. So, okay, after creating this token, whenever it prompts for username and password, what you should do? You should give the username as your GitHub username or the token name. Username can be anything, but password should be the access token. Understood? If it is Windows, you can go to web credentials like credential manager, web credentials, and you can see those passwords there. Similarly, if it is Mac, you can go to the password utility and you can check there. Keychain access. Here you will have something for GitHub. Yeah. Okay, this one. So if you double click, this is our show password. If you select, you will see it. Means if you later on want to change this is where it is in Mac. If it is Windows, credential manager, web credentials, you can see, you can remove from there to provide new credentials. Means if you remove from there, it will prompt for the password again here. It will prompt here if I remove from there. So that's how you do. Once authenticated, you push the branch master. Now I want to push the other branches also, B1. That's how you can push B2. You can push all the branches. I have pushed all the three. Now let's go to our repositories, repo 1, and you should see all the three branches. Do you see that? If you want to switch to any branch from the UI, this is how you can see all the 5 commits of B1, B2 branch. This is how you can see. Right? Are we good? Pushing the changes? I would like to show you something interesting. Let me say git branch. Till now, we created branches, we merged the branches, but we didn't see deleting the branch, right? So let's see deleting the branch. Git branch, delete, sorry, it's a -d. And I want to, let's say, delete B2. You can't delete B2 because you are on B2. Say I'm already on B2. Cannot delete B2 used by working tree. It's a simple logic you can remember like this. You can't cut the branch on which you are sitting, right? The same is the case. You can't delete this branch because you are on B2. So, okay, fine. Let me try deleting B1. See, again, there is some other error. Branch B1 is not fully merged. Are you sure you want to delete it? If you are sure, use capital D. Why it is giving us this warning? What happens if I delete a branch which is not merged fully? What happens?
Any changes in the B2 would not be reflecting.
Yeah, any changes in B1 might be lost, right? Because it's not fully merged. But let's say if you still want to delete, if you are sure, use capital D. Branch deleted. If you see the branch list, it's no more. Is it deleted from here as well? It is still here. Means it's deleted locally. How do you delete from remote? From remote, you can delete in multiple ways. One simple way is go here to branches. You will see all the branch list. You may delete by clicking this. Or else from the local, if you want to push that deletion, yes, you can also do that. How do you do that? Git push origin delete B1. Right? It says, okay, it's deleted from here. Let's see. See, B1 is gone. Right? Understood, everyone?
It's the command is git.
Commands will be there in the drive. You don't
Okay.
able to memorize, but yeah, this is the command. Git push horizontal.
Preeti, so once we delete the branch, we can commit the changes also. That time also it will work, right? Same as in local. Once we delete the branch, we can commit and push the changes. That is also will work, right?
No. See, you commit on some branch, right? You make the commits on some branch. You deleted the branch here. It will not be available, and also it will not be seen on the status when you delete the branch. Git status will not show you. After deleting the branch locally, it won't be reflected on remote. You can delete this one. Any more questions?
Generally in real time, right? Anytime are we deleting main branches from the Git repository? Or what is the second question is that what is the kind of a structure we are maintaining the real time? The same like a repo one, and under that we are maintaining same thing. How it generally happens?
This is how, like, it's a remote repository, right? Repo one is a remote repository, and also you can't delete the main branch. Main branch will be will be restricted. You can't do anything on the main branch. I'll come to that part, Chandrasekhar. Okay. So this is deleted locally. And do you remember in the beginning, we were talking about two use cases? Let me help you recollect. We were talking about two use cases, if you remember. One is, how do you create local repositories? One is by copying from remote, right? And the second one is create an empty repository using Git init. Create an empty repository called Git init, and then once local repository is created, develop your changes there and then push to remote. Second scenario is the one we were looking till now, correct? We were looking at this one till now. Am I correct? We did Git init, created local, now we push to remote. But what if already a project is there, already remote repository is there, you join the team today, you want to create a copy from remote and create a local repository. Can we get into this?
We'll do the clone of it.
Yeah, let's go to this first use case now. So let us go to Okay, so this is a new repository we have pushed and created. Let us take some other existing repository. I might not have deleted that earlier dummy one so that we could use it. I don't want to mess up the existing ones. I'll create a new repository. I'm creating another repository, repo2. Assume that this is a way older one, and I'm creating a dummy README file so that it will have at least one file here. So it's having some one file here. Okay, assume that they could be having so many branches, so many files, already repository is there. Now I want to create a copy of this and create a local repository. How do you do that? First here on the code, you will see this HTTPS URL. Copy this. Now come back to our local machine. This is already a local repository. Git demo is already local repository, right? We cannot create another local here. Come out of this repo. See, this is Git demo, which where we created it using Git in it and then push the changes remote. But now I would like to create a new local repository. Git clone and that URL repo2.git. So what happens now? Clone means, you know, the dictionary meaning of clone means copy. It will copy from remote and create a local repository, right? So it will copy from remote and create a local repository, repo2. So let us run this. See, cloning into repo2. If you see here, repo2, right? Do you see there? Right, .git is created when you clone, means repo2 is now a local repository. You can just work with it like another normal repository, normal Git repository. You can create the files, you can do Git status, everything like a local repository. This is the way you can create a local repository. Understood?
So how do we come to know which branch this repository has been created?
Which branch?
This repository has been created.
Repository will not be created on the branch. Okay, repository will have branches. You have cloned it means whatever on the remote, you will get it into your local. On the remote, we have only one branch, main or master or default, both, all these are same. So it has created with the main branch. When you cloned it, you got that. Now you can make changes here like we did on our local. It's again the same local repository. And also whenever you clone it, okay, let's say I'll create a file here. Okay, let me open that in the Explorer as well.
So how do I switch between the repos if I'm working on multiple repositories?
Local repos or remote repos?
Local repos.
Just a folder, right? See, I switched to
Yeah.
repo. It's just a folder in your directory, in your system.
You come out of the existing repo and
That's all.
log into that. Okay.
See, you may check it on the terminal or on the from the UI.
hmm On the repo, on the
On the desktop, earlier I had Git demo. Okay, this one I created using Git in it, .git, and I developed here and then I pushed to remote. Repo2 is now another local repository. It is also having .git, but it is created in a different way, like Git clone. When I did Git clone, also local repository is created. That's all. We did Git clone on the desktop. This folder is created. It's having .git. This one I created using Git in it. Two local repos. How do you switch? Just from here, if you want, you can just go this way from the UI, or else from the CLI, you can go. Now I am on the repo2. Now I have .git. If you want, you just come out of it and go to Git demo, another local repo. Got it?
Yeah.
This is another local repo, but I want to go to repo2 now. Repo2. This is another local repo. Here, another point to notice. Okay, I have cloned it, right? Okay, let me just create some file. Like another local repo, same like Git demo folder. So what is the thing now? What should I do? Same old story. Same concept. It's another local repo. If you see status, it will be untracked. Let's add this. Git add file one. Git commit -m file created, whatever. Okay, done. That's all. Okay, now if you want to push, same concept. Git push
Push
origin.
origin.
The branch name is main, right? Anything is fine. But how is origin set here? Earlier we set origin in a different way. This is your Git demo. This is your repo2. This is Git demo folder. How did we create this local repository? Git init. And how did you connect? Git remote origin. Right? So this is again Git repo 2, right? Here, how did you get that local repo? Git clone that URL, right? So again, here also .git is created when you do .git init. Sorry, git init. Here also .git is folder is created, a hidden one, right? Just you are seeing .git in a folder means it's a local repository. That's a blind rule. This is the local repository. Now this is the local repository. Okay, now let's say you want to push. How is origin set? Origin is already set here. When you do git clone, origin is set. You don't need to set it. You can check it. How do you check the origin? Git remote verbose, right? So it's already set. You don't need to set it again. Understood? The difference, you don't need git remote origin here. You don't need to do this. It's already set. You can directly do git push origin, because with a clone it is done. Here you with git remote origin you do, but again the concept is same later on, git push origin.
So the branches may be different, maybe repositories are different, but origin will be the same.
Origin will also be different. Origin is different, right? Here origin is set to this URL repo 2. Here origin is set to whatever URL you will set.
Yeah, the repository changing, right? We don't require to change that that tokens and all. Only one-time settlement is enough.
It depends. If you have specific tokens for each repository, you have to, but the tokens would be with the respect to the account. So tokens would be the same. If it is the same account, if it is a different account, obviously you should use a different token.
Priti, Ritesh here. I mean, in case I change my system, right, laptop or something, then I have to again set the origin, right? I mean, how do I?
See, this is just a folder in your system. Git
Ah,
is a folder in your laptop. Repo2 is a folder in your laptop. If you are using another laptop, you will not have this git demo folder repo2 at all. You will not have those local repositories. You have to again
true.
git clone. Another laptop means you have to authenticate again, right?
Correct. Yeah.
If
Okay.
it is my system where I have Gmail logged in, it will work. If I do another system, if I use your laptop, can I log into my Gmail automatically? Obviously, I should provide the passwords, right? Same is the case here. You have to provide the token again into a new system.
Then I have to do the git clone.
Git clone public repository will be cloned for everyone. You don't need authentication to git clone public repositories. You need authentications only to do git push. Even though public, you need authentication here, git push. Okay. Git push, you need authentication if you are pushing some changes. Git pull, you don't need authentication. Git clone, you don't need authentication if it is public. If it is private, then even you need for those also for private repositories.
Okay.
But git push, you need authentication for all the repos.
Pretty generally in the organizations, we are not working with the public repositories. They are having the private repositories, right?
What is the difference between public and private? Authentication, right?
Authentication only. That's what I'm asking. Every
Yes.
time in a, let us
No
take an
public
example.
repositories will be there. That's very obvious, right? Organizations will not have public repository like me and you can clone. That's very obvious. All the repositories will be private, means you should be authenticating for all the commands. Git push, git pull, all of that should be authenticated with the access tokens or whatever authentication methodology they are following, SSO or whatever they do.
Okay.
Push pull concepts remain same. Authentication differs.
Differs. And one more question, Preeti. Sorry, asking.
No
This is
worries.
the first class to me. Sorry.
No worries.
So when you're creating this repository, it automatically a main branch will get created. That's correct, right?
See, whenever you create repository, there are multiple things here. I think you missed the previous topics.
Yeah.
That's what you are having these questions. Whenever you create a local repository, this way using Git init, you will have master branch, right? The default branch. That's all. All other branches will create and push it. When you clone it, when you are copying from remote, whatever branches are there on remote, all the branches will be cloned, will be copied to local.
Okay.
Right? Actually, if you follow from the beginning, you will get a complete clarity. Like where we started with the Git init, there created the like with default branch. Later on, we created branches. Now we push to remote. Already existing repos. Now we clone. So all of this flow you should be going through to get a more clarity on it. But for time being, yes, when you clone it, whatever on remote, you get to your local.
Okay.
But even that can be restricted. I'll come to those restrictions in a while. But that's a general. But you can restrict it. How and all, we'll talk about a remote on the UI part in some time. Okay, here I just want to show you something like Git status on the main branch. Yeah. So we are having some commit here, right? And let me check Git log. So is this file or is this new commit available on remote?
No.
Available, it's not there, right? Let us see if you have any doubts. Let's see that. We don't have this, correct? So now let's say I just want to push those changes. See, we don't have that file and only one commit is there actually, if you see. Okay, only one commit is here. So now let's push the changes. How do you push? Git push
Git push origin.
and the branch name. Because I have already authenticated, so changes should be pushed to repo 2 and yes, file 1 and you have this. Like earlier, whether you create your local with Git init or whether you create your local with Git clone doesn't make any difference is the point I want to drive here. I believe you all got this concept clear, right? It's a local repository, that's all. It might be created by Git init, the use case I explained, or else with a Git clone. Whatever it is, this is how you do. Is this much clear for all of you? Can I get a confirmation from everyone? Are we clear with this part?
Yes.
Yes.
So we were making changes, we were pushing, perfect. Now, this remote repository might be used by multiple DevOps people or multiple teams, multiple collaborators might be there, right? It's not me. And also, whenever I push my changes, everyone can see these changes. Similarly, let's assume some other collaborator or some other DevOps guy have pushed his changes here. Means, let's assume, okay, I'm one DevOps person. Let's say you are like, we are having some all of you, let's say you are all DevOps guys, right? You are, every one of you are developing in your local and everyone have set this one as your origin and every one of you are pushing here, right? Everyone is pushing to this repo 2. This is set to as an origin in your local repositories in your laptops and you guys are pushing here. So I would see all those changes, right? I can just go to another local repo and push to this. But for time being, I can also do this. I can create from the UI. Okay, I can do this. Just creating from the UI. Right, so here you can see this file 2, right? This is done. Assume that someone else have pushed it. You can create from it, but we will not create from the UI in general because there'll be so many config files, lot of changes happening just to show you, okay, there were some changes. It could be from someone else. I did this. Or else what you can do is if you want to be more, if you want to do more hands-on, what you can do is switch to another repo. You can also do this way. Open another VS Code editor, like another window. Open Git demo here, another local. Git demo. Okay. git demo. From here also you can push, but how do you push here? 1 second. Git remote -v. This is connected to repo 1, right? This is connected to repo 1, whereas this is connected to, yes, this is connected to repo 2, correct? But the same repository can be connected to, multiple repos can connect to the same remote repo. I can connect this to other repos like this, multiple repos. Let's say origin 2. I told you, right? You can give any names and give the URL of this. Following or confusing? If you are confusing, I can leave this. We can ignore this. Is this clear for all of you? Can I get confirmation from all? Means, see, the local repository can be connected to multiple repos. Like I connected to URL 1, URL 2, here also, remote add origin. I may write again the same command, origin to URL 2. Means same local can be connected to multiple repos and I can push from here to the same repo so that you will see changes pushed from someone else. Understood what I'm saying?
No, Priti, could you please repeat it?
Okay. See here, this is connected to URL 1, correct? Okay, this is connected to URL 1. How did we connect? Git remote add origin. Here, this is also, okay, 1 second. Let me put the URLs also differently. Here I have connected to git remote add origin URL 1. Okay, I connected this to actually repo1 dot git. That's a remote URL. Here, whenever I did git clone repo 2, okay, here already origin keyword is set to that URL 2, right? Fine. Let's suppose I want to connect the same local to multiple repos. I can do that. How I can do that? Git remote add origin 2 URL 2, which is repo 2. Here also, if I want, I may connect to something else. Git remote add origin 3, some other repo, some other URL. Same local repository can be connected to multiple remote repositories. That's all. Got it now or still confusion?
Got it.
Yeah.
Understood, right? So instead of creating from the UI, I can just push from another local is what I'm saying. I created the file from the UI, right? You can also do this. Connect the same from here to another repo. It's origin 2. Okay. Now if you see the verbose, see, same local is connected to 2 remote repos. Repo 1, repo 2. Keywords are different. Origin 2. Following everyone, particularly whoever joined today, same local repository can be connected to multiple repos. And to whichever you want to push, you can do git push origin 2, some URL 2. Are we good?
Yeah, good.
Right? So that way you don't need to create from the UI. Or else if you are comfortable, you can also do that. I don't want to go with this. It may just confuse you. For now, I'm just closing this. Let's do it from the UI itself. Right? But you can also do that way. From the same local, like you can just push from another local to this remote, assuming that it is pushed from someone else. Or else create from the UI is also fine. Okay, anyway, coming back, okay, I have some file created. Assume this is created by some other DevOps person. Do I have this file in my local? Do I have this file and
No.
this in my local?
No.
I don't have this, right? So if you see, I don't have that. What is that file? File 2. I don't have that. So let's say now I want to get the updates from remote. How to get the updates from remote to local?
Git pull.
That's where comes git pull origin master. Right? Sorry, the branch name here is main. So git pull origin. You will get the updates. If it is public, you don't need any authentication. If it is private, it will prompt for credentials. You should do that. That's the only difference between private and public. So yeah.
Preeti,
Hmm.
Here git pull origin main, right? We are pulling from the same repository of main branch. Here in this case, right, if I want to pull the data from the different origin of different repository, is that possible?
Origin 2.
Origin two.
First set that origin. You should first
Mm.
set that, or that's what I have shown you now, just now, right? Git remote add origin 2. Git remote add origin 2. Set that URL to that repo URL. Then you can pull from there. Right? Okay. So git pull origin main. Now you will get the updates. So let us run this command to see the updates. Yes. Do you see that file too? You got this? Fast forward. See, pulling from origin to local is like a merging. Okay, it says, yes, it's successfully. You got the changes. Perfect. I would like to show you another scenario here. I'm creating one more file, assuming someone else have pushed it, or else you from another local repo push here. Whatever you do, it's up to you, but just I want some changes here. Just committing the changes from the UI. So, okay, here are the, here is the change. I don't have that obviously. To get the updates, what I should do? Git pull origin. See, pull command will get the updates from remote to local, right? Let's suppose I might have cloned this repository on October 1st. Today it is 17th. During these days, so many other collaborators, so many people might have pushed their changes. So if you want to get the latest copy, if you want to get the updates from remote, this is the pull command helpful. We have seen pull which will get the updates. There is another command which looks and sounds similar, which is fetch. What it does? It shows you some verbose. Okay, there is some update. But where is that update? You did not get the file, right? So fetch will tell you there were some updates, but it will not bring those changes to local. Only pull will do. So now you got the file. You can see file 3. Right? So here the point to note here is I'm clearing this off. I believe this is clear for you all. I'm erasing this. These 3 commands looks and sound similar. You need to have clarity on them. Git clone, git pull, git fetch. These 3 looks and sound similar, but how are they different? When do you use clone? What clone does?
From local repository
For
to
fake accounts.
The
For the
repository.
first time you do this, it will copy from remote and create a local repository. Means it will create from the scratch, like including .git, it will create a local repository for you. You cannot keep on cloning in the same. Okay, this is cloned, we came to local repo. Here you can't clone again. See, of course, repository does not exist. Also, it will give you error. You can't clone again and again the same. So that's for the first time. But okay, like I said, I have cloned it on October 1st. Later on, so many changes might happen. You want to get those updates. That's the pull. To bring the updates from
Remote repository.
to local. Right? And then fetch. How fetch works? Fetch works like it will tell
Display
you there were
updates.
some updates. That's all. It will not merge those updates. Are we good and clear with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is how you have the pull, fetch, and clone commands. If you are clear with this, we'll get into few more interesting things. Okay. Any questions, let me know. We'll go to the next scenario. Okay. Let me clear this off. Now, okay, let us do a simple scenario. Okay, let's go to remote again. Let's suppose, okay, again, some changes were happen here. Let's say there is some file called file4.txt. New file, some dummy lines I'm adding. Okay. And like some changes here. Okay, fine. Now I'm going to like parallelly, like someone is pushing to remote. I'm working on local. I'm also pushing my changes and also locally. I'm creating this file. Let's say some line like, okay, you know what to do now. It's an untracked, what you should do. We are all well versed with this. So what is the next part? Like it's an untracked file. What should we do now?
Add.
Add and commit,
Yeah.
right? Okay, fine. Let's add this file
AM.
and git commit this file. Right, done. Perfect. Okay, I'm done with my changes. I'm ready with my changes. Okay, so I am ready with my changes. I want to push my changes to remote. What should we do?
Git push.
Git push origin
Origin.
master, right? So you have to do git push. I want to push my changes. So what happens now? What do
Yeah,
you think?
conflict.
Will we get a conflict or anything before that? Okay, let's see. Sorry, it's a main, right? In this case, it's a main. See, your push was rejected. Why push was rejected? Failed to push some references to repo2.git. Updates were rejected because remote contains some work that you do not have locally. This is usually caused by another repository, means another repository like another local repository or another user might be pushing to the same repo. You want to integrate the remote changes, use git pull before pushing again. Means the meaning is there were some changes on remote which someone else might have pushed. Those are not in your local. So always the thumb rule is before you push your changes, make sure you pull. Means your local repository should be updated with the changes on remote before you push. Or else in layman terms, you should always have the latest copy of changes before you push. Got it?
Yeah, before you push or before you start updating it, right? I mean, in case I'm working on a collaborated file, and if I'm starting my day, and so before I start my day, I basically pull into, I mean, from the remote, start working, make
It could
changes,
be
and
either
then
ways. It could be
ah,
either way. You can
yeah,
first update it, then start your changes, or else I made my changes. Now also you can do pull. But the
okay,
whole point is before you push, you should pull.
okay,
Before you push, you should have a latest copy. Your local repository should be updated because like I told, right? Like maybe let's say I have updated, I have pulled yesterday. Now by today in 24 hours, so many people might have changed their, might have pushed their changes. I should have all that copy before I push my changes. This is a thumb
understood.
rule you have to remember.
Yeah, yeah,
Always before you push, you have to pull. It is always better. First you pull every day before you start your changes. But even then, okay, let's say I have pulled at 7 o'clock. Okay, now today my day starts, my shift starts at 7 a.m. I started at 7 a.m. I pulled it. Then I started working. I made some changes. I made one file. It took me 1 hour. By 8 o'clock, I am done. Now I want to push. But during this 1 hour, someone else might have pushed to remote. Following everyone, isn't it? During this 1 hour, someone else might have pushed their changes to remote. It's not latest copy. You have to pull again before you push, isn't it? Hope this answers your question. Some of you are asking, should I push, should I pull before making changes or after making changes?
yeah,
Is this
yeah,
clear?
yes,
So, first you should, whenever you push, before you have to run pull. You might have pulled today, but someone else might have pushed 5 minutes back. So always pull before you push. The thumb rule is pull it. Okay, first what I'll do is I'll write here. I'm trying to push my changes, git push origin master or main, whatever, but it fails. So git pull origin master. Okay, then you can, means you may get a conflict or not. Let's then actually I should have shown without conflict scenario first. It's okay. Okay, then I do the git pull, right? This is the way. Whenever I try to push, it will ask me to pull, right? So whenever I pull it, it will add one commit into my local. Am I correct? This pull will add a commit into my local. This push already I have a commit which I have to push, right? So whenever you are pulling this, whenever you are pushing this finally, two commits will be pushed onto remote. One is your actual commit you want to push. Another commit is created just because you pulled, right? So you will be pushing two commits finally. But the whole point is just because you are pulling, another commit is added, right? To avoid this, you can use git pull with rebase, git pull minus R, git pull with rebase. So it will not add an additional commit ID and it will push only one. I'll first repeat it without conflict scenario. This is a conflict scenario. First, we'll handle no conflict scenario, then we'll come back here. What I'll do is for this, I'll try on another repository. Okay, I'm going to git demo again. I'll repeat this scenario, don't worry. Once, give me a second. Here, open the folder, git demo on the Explorer. Just I started with a conflict scenario. First, I will show the no conflict. That's why I'm just going to another repository. That's all. Don't get confused. Okay. I'm just doing it on different repo. That's all you have to know. It's a repo one. Git demo is attached to repo one. Okay, here it is. All right. Now let us start this scenario. I'm starting this scenario again. Okay, let me go to master. You can do on any branch. Okay, on master, I have 3 files. Git status on master, git push origin master. It was all up to date. Perfect. Now what I'll do is no conflict scenario means I should have created a different file here, which I'm doing now. Okay, let's assume file 4 is created. Done. Okay, this is done. A new commit. Here, parallelly, I'm working. I'll create file 5. No conflict now, right? It's a different file. Okay, let me add this. Git add file 5. Git commit minus m 5th file. Whatever, some commit message. Done. This is all we have learned this. There's nothing new till now. Now I want to push my changes. Same git push origin master. What do I see now? Just now we were learning. It will tell that updates were rejected. First pull it. If I pull, will I get a conflict now?
No.
No, no conflict. So, but still, you will be asked to, like, you have to do, whether it is a conflict or not, you have to get the latest update. So, if I do a pull, yes, I'll get the changes. I'll not get a conflict. Then later on, I'll pull. So, the commands are like, first I did git push. It failed. It will ask me to do the pull. Git pull origin. I'll do the pull. No conflict here, nothing. I'll get the updates. Then later on, I will do the push. In this case, you will see the 2 commits pushed because one is created due to the pull and another one is because your own commit which you want to push. And if you see here, if I do go with that method, here 4 commits. After this method, I'll see 6 commits. which is not correct, right? It's not the correct way. Just because you're pulling, you can't have two commits pushed there. But this is what happens if I do this. To avoid this, what we will do? Git push. And instead of normal pull, git pull rebase, so that it will avoid unnecessary commits. And when you push, only one commit will be seen. That is the difference between normal pull and git pull with rebase. Is the difference clear? Theoretically, you understood the difference, what happens with a normal pull? Right? This is what happened. So if it is Windows, if you are using Windows, you can try both the scenarios. That's why I'm writing them. If it is Windows, you can try, remember, listen here carefully, you can try this way. Just you push, it will fail, pull with origin normally, no conflicts because files are different. Now you push it, two commits. You observe that two commits will be pushed. If you do it on, and then try this way, git push, git pull with -r, then push only one commit. You can try both on Windows, but on Mac, only this is allowed. Push with origin, push with rebase will be allowed. You will not be allowed to do this origin because that's not the correct way, right? So it's not allowed here. So as I'm using Mac, I have to do with a rebase. That's why I'm explaining this. Is it clear for all of you? If you are Windows person, try both the scenarios. If you are Mac, understand the difference and use pull with a rebase. How do you do pull with rebase? Git pull origin. This is the full command. Git pull origin master -r. That's all. If you are Windows person, do this one first. Repeat the whole scenario, then use this so that you will see both the difference. Here you will not see the difference. But can I run the command now? Am I clear?
Yeah.
Confusion for anyone? Appreciate your quick responses. Everyone, please respond and let me know. Can I go on?
Yep.
Okay, I'm running this now with pull with rebase. Okay, now it says it has successfully done, and now I could push normally. So it was pushed. Now if you see, and that's earlier there were 4. Because I did pull with rebase, there will be only 5. But if you are using Windows, do normal push, you will see 6 commits. That scenario you can try from your end if you are using Windows. That's all. Points to note here is always pull before you push. Thumb rule, you have to pull before you push. Let's say I'm running push command now. First pull, then push it. Okay, anyway, if you don't do that, if you forgot also, it will prompt, it will not allow you. But you need to have clarity why you should do this. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, whenever you are pulling, pull with rebase. Otherwise, when you pull, you get the updates and then you push back, additional commits will be pushed. Right? To avoid that, pull with rebase. These are the 2 points to make a note. Same is the case during conflict scenario also. We have seen non-conflict scenario. Now I'll go with a conflict scenario. Can I proceed now with the conflict scenario?
Yeah.
Only thing is when you pull, you'll
Yeah.
get a conflict. That is the only difference. I don't want to mix both of them. So I'm just showing them separately. Same thing. When you pull, you get a conflict, you resolve it and push it back. That's all. Now let's look into the conflict scenario. Like we'll go with the same file. File 6. And also it's not same file. Source is missing some commits. I'll come to that part. We'll discuss that conflict part again, which we already learned. Okay, it's a file 6. Okay, someone have pushed the changes. Now I'm also like working on the
File 6.
file. Okay. I have made some changes, added file 6. Commit this, git commit -m local repo changes. Done. Now I'm ready. I want to push. What is the command? Git push origin. What it will do now? What it will give us now? What message would we see now?
It will say there's a conflict. You need to pull it.
First of all, you have to pull before you push. Let's say I forgot. It will prompt. So what you should do? Git pull origin. If you pull normally, additional commits. And here I can do, this is the best
Rebase.
way to do, pull with rebase. Same, everything is same. Okay, I'm pulling. Only the difference is you will see the we already learned this concept of conflict. Have you all gone through it and completed the hands-on on it? Which we learned in the previous class. Same concept. Fix is also same. How to resolve the conflict is also same. Only the difference is you will sit with the person with whom you got the conflict, right? Because this is from remote. See here. Where is it? Yeah, incoming change. This is coming, sorry, this one. Example for conflicts. This is coming from remote, right? See, pull is like a merge. You are pulling from remote to local. It works like a merge. It's merging changes from remote to local, right? When you are pulling changes from remote to local, it's just like a merge, right? Only the difference is you will sit with the person with whom you got a conflict. You can see the log to see the details of which person made these changes. Here you can see the author name. See, this is on local. Local name is Preeti Dovala, and here this is on remote. See here, Preeti D, username and all you will see. So you will contact this person, you will sit together, decide the changes. That's all. Means whether to keep first line or second line. Earlier it was my own decision because I got a conflict within my local. But now I got conflict on remote. This is how you will see conflicts on remote. Are we good and clear? Yes. So now you know how to edit the file. Edit the file, or if you are using VS Code editor, you have this flexibility of choosing it. I want to accept both, done. Save the file, right? So that's all. After making the changes, what do you do? What should we do?
Push.
Git add, we will add and commit, right? So you can add it. Once added, you can do git rebase continue. That will commit and commit the changes. Git rebase, sorry, git rebase continue, not commit. Git rebase continue. So some message like, let's say, okay, conflicts resolved. It's like committing. It's committing conflicts on local, something like this. Commit message, done. Done. Now you can do push as usual. Perfect. Now you have, oh, okay. Commit history, okay. I just want to show you the commits, but that's okay. 7 commits. You can see here also. See, only one is pushed. It's not 2 commits pushed, right? This is the one which is created on remote itself. See, Preeti D means this username. So it's about creating this file on remote. Then it pushed only one, not 2 commits, right? Understood? Here also, this is on remote, only one commit is pushed. Same is the case because we pulled with a rebase. So that is about conflicts on remote and the difference or the importance of pull with rebase. Any questions?
Yes, Preeti.
Mm.
Your repo is a public repo, and how can we find your repos? And if it is a private, how can we pull? Like, how can we find your repos?
You can just search here, okay? And search with Preeti D slash or Preeti D username. If you search, you can find it. Or else, like, I can share you this URL. You can search it. And public repositories, you can just pull, I mean, clone or pull anything you can do. Private repos, you can't pull. You need the credentials to pull.
How can we request it? Like, if it is a private.
If it is an organization, you will have the access for multiple people, right? Here, you can't pull the private repos. You need to have those credentials.
Okay. Is there anything like I can request for it and you can approve? Is it like that?
I have to share my credentials, that's all. But in organizations, they have different authorization strategies, authentication strategies. So They'll have access, multiple people will be added to the repo. I have to add you to this repo if you need to have the credentials.
Okay.
So just a repo pull, whether it is private or public, only the authentication differs. Nothing else changes. So you can use public repos for the hands-on. That's perfectly all right.
Thank
And then we have something called PRs, how to create pull requests, how is branch restrictions you have, like how are branches restricted and all. We have to look into that. What I mean is, in reality, you can't push anything to master like we are pushing. This master branch is there, right, on remote. This will be a dedicated branch, a stable branch for prod environment. We can't directly just go and create a file, make a commits. That's not allowed. Even I can't push from my local to master. No, it will be restricted. Only what you can do is you can create some branches like B2 or something else, make changes there, then merge to master. Even that merge is called, like if it is Bitbucket, it's called merge request. If it is GitHub, it's called pull request. Names might be different, but I told you, right, they're all similar analogies, similar concepts. You have to raise a request, approvers will be there who will approve it, then only it will be merged. I'll show you that also tomorrow. Pull requests and the restrictions on the master branch and some miscellaneous concepts on this UI. Those are the things. Pull request is very, very important. And that's how we do in reality, which I'll cover tomorrow. Pull requests and how actually changes happen, the branching strategy we will discuss tomorrow. And also some other interesting things I'm planning for tomorrow on the overall Git part. The major concepts, actual things are done, except PRs and branching strategies, branch restrictions. We'll discuss this and have an interesting discussion tomorrow. Any more questions from anyone? Let me go through all the things I have covered today, so that if you have any questions or if you have any like further confusions or any asks, you can let me know. Okay, let me go through what we discussed today. Today we started with GitHub, right? And then we learned adding means connecting local to remote. And also I have shown you how you can connect the same local to multiple horizons, right? And then we have learned git clone and like what happens when you git clone. Git clone means remote local repository will be created, horizon will be set automatically. And then we have seen git push, git pull, git fetch, and then everything is same, but we have seen, okay, pulling, pushing your changes. Before pushing, it will ask for the pull. Those concepts we have learned. And pull with rebase is the best method, right? And then we have seen conflicts on remote. Same as local. We learned local conflicts in more detail. Same here. Concept is same. Why you get a conflict is same. Everything is same. How do you fix it is also same. Only the thing is you will sit with the person with whom you got a conflict. And here I would like to reiterate one more thing. Why do you get a conflict? What we learned earlier is same file plus source missing some commits which are there on destination. Here also same. Source means what is the source here? From remote to local. So what is the source here? Remote is the source, local is the destination. Correct? From remote, we are bringing the changes, right? You are pulling from remote to
Yes,
local.
yes, yes.
So remote is the source, local is the destination. So remote is missing some commits which we had on the destination, which we had on our local. Hence, you are getting a conflict. Concept is same. How do you fix it is same. Only the thing is you sit with the person. There will be a mutual discussion to resolve it, to decide which changes should go into the file. That is the only difference. That's all. We didn't learn so many new commands and all. Clone, push, pull, fetch, that's all. Pull with horizon. But concepts. How do you connect to remote? Can I connect my local to multiple remotes, right? Then when you clone, automatically remote is set. Later on, if you want, you can connect to other remotes also. Push, pull, origin or origin 1 or origin 2, wherever you want to push, from wherever you want to pull. Always thumb rule is pull before you push and pull with rebase so that it avoids additional commit IDs. Simple. You have to go through the recording, go through the hands-on thoroughly, execute additional scenarios I have asked for if you are Windows guy. So that will help you understand and get a complete clarity. Tomorrow, we will look into the other interesting concepts called raising a PR, master branch restrictions, and some branching strategy, like how we use these branches in reality, and then forking, like what is the concept of fork, when do you use a fork, and some interesting concepts over the complete kit. Any more questions from anyone?
No, Pradeep. For now.
Yeah.
Hands-on will help.
Yeah, Preeti, hi. I'm audible.
Yes. Yeah, you are.
Is there any, if we cloning from the remote repositories, we have to use rebase again, right?
Rebase is for local, Prashanath. It's for local. Rebase is for local, not for remote. Means the rebase we learned, like whenever you are merging git rebase master or git rebase master B2, right? It's like a merge that is confined only for local, not for remote. Then, like I told you, right, you do rebase for local branches, not for public branches, which you have pushed and shared with others, because you may see a different commit history from others.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, I forgot actually. Today we covered rebase also. Here I forgot to mention. Rebase hands-on we did. Theory part we learned yesterday. But that's for local branches. So go through the hands-on and let me know any questions. We have a separate WhatsApp group, right? So feel free to post your queries, any queries you have, or if you're stuck up during your hands-on with the screenshot so that we can help you. And go through the assignment, take up the quiz as usual. All right, then we'll close here and we'll continue tomorrow. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Preeti, 1 minute.
Sure. If you have any questions, let me know.
If we clone from the remote repository, after we have to commit from the local repository, right?
No, you don't have to. After cloning, you don't have to commit. You will get all the commits, everything. Later on, if you make a change, then you have to commit.
From remote or local repository? If we make changes anything.
If you make
they-
changes in local, you have to commit local only, right? If you make changes on remote also you have to commit. I have shown you making changes on the UI itself.
I
You
think
are committing, right?
then if conflict arrives,
Huh? Then
if conflict arrives from the remote repository, then what we can do after cloning from the remote to the local repositories? What I'm
it will,
saying is,
you are saying it will erase from remote.
no, Preeti. What I'm saying is, if a conflict arrives from the remote repository itself, then what we can do from the local repositories?
We will fix it, right? Just now we have seen the conflict from remote and how to fix it. Whenever you are like pulling the changes, you may get a conflict. How to resolve the conflict? We have resolved just now, right? Yes, you may get conflict when you pull it, when you pull the updates. And this is how we should resolve. This is a conflict from remote only. Just now what we have seen. This one. We got a conflict. How do you resolve locally? The same way. We got a conflict. I decided to have both the lines and I choose selecting like both the changes and then add and commit this way. Git rebase continue. Same concept. How do you resolve conflicts locally is the same. How do you resolve conflict remotely, which we saw just now.
Both are same concept, right?
Same concept. Same way. You have to edit the file, decide which changes you want, add the file and commit the file.
Yeah.
Any more queries? Anything else?
No, Gati.
All right then. Thank you all. Bye everyone.
Thank you.
Good day. See you all tomorrow.